Good evening and welcome to the May 7th Glenville Town Board meeting. Would you please rise for the invocation and pledge of allegiance? Chaplain Diaz will lead us in our invocation.
Join me as you're able. Creator of all, we call upon your light to surround and uplift all who gather here this evening. May your protection enfold each person, and may your wisdom guide them through any challenge they face, turning trials into triumphs. As we begin this meeting, may our minds be open, our hearts attentive, and our spirits aligned with compassion and purpose. Let us honor the strength found in our diversity and recognize that every voice carries a spark of truth that enrich the fabric of our community. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Ramichardt?
Here.
Councilman Blue?
Here.
Councilman Aragosa?
Here.
Councilman Kirkland?
Here. We'll now start our agenda with council reports, and I will start on my left with Councilman Aragosa.
I have nothing.
Thank you, Councilman Galuli.
No report.
Thank you. Councilman Ramichardt.
No reports.
Thank you. We'll now move to privilege of the floor. We'll open the privilege of the floor. It is now open. If anyone is wishing to address the privilege of the floor, please come up to the podium and state your name. Is there anyone wishing to address the privilege of the floor? Is there anyone wishing to address the privilege of the floor? Is there anyone wishing to address the privilege of the floor? Seeing none, privilege of the floor is now closed. We'll move to supervisor's comment. I'll make the comments right from here. It's been extremely busy in Glenville. There's been so much going on, and I want to just point out some of the highlights that have been taking place. This past weekend, the Glenville Rotary participated in highway cleanup. We cleaned up a lot of Route 50, and proud to say it was an extremely big turnout. There were a lot of Rotarians that participated in that. And then shortly after that, they went into Love My Parks Day. It's annual Love My Parks Day. Thanks to Vicki Hillis, who is our Parks Director, who is here for organizing that. It was an extremely well-attended event. We worked at Legacy Park, which is down off of Dutch Meadows in the Veterans Park there. They had a huge crowd that went and completed many tasks for the day. Then we were up at Sanders Preserve, kind of cutting trails and cleaning paths and doing a lot of work, making sure signs were in place. It was just an extremely productive day. So thanks to the many volunteers who participated. It was a pretty soggy day, and we had a lot of them just stuck with it for the whole day, and we accomplished much. I'd like to also point out that in one of our parks, Indian Meadows, thanks to Stewart Shop and their generous donation, we were able to put up an inclusive swing. And this swing is a swing that allows people of various challenges to be able to use a swing just like anybody else. So we thank Stewart's for their partnership in our community and their support in growing things in our parks. We appreciate their focus. Also, I was able to recently attend some of the Glenville Firehouse open houses, and the open houses were for they're trying to recruit people. Many of you know that there is an extreme shortage with volunteers in our fire district. So anybody listening or out there in the audience, if you've ever had a heart to go and volunteer in any of our fire agencies, they'd be happy to talk to you. We have 7 of those throughout the town, so certainly I would encourage each and every one of you, if you have a desire or have a family member, I would encourage you to go and sign up and volunteer. Also, I'd just like to highlight that we will not be meeting on May 21st. We will be participating in the Memorial Day Parade. I'm extremely honored to and privileged to take part in that. I think it's a great opportunity to go out and honor many of our fallen, and it's something that I feel very passionate about and look forward to taking part in that. So I would encourage anybody to go to the Memorial Day Parade as well, and that is May 21st, right in the village of Scotia. Last but not least, I will also add that we hire seasonal workers, and it's a great opportunity for kids who are finishing up school or home from college. We're looking for seasonal workers in our water department, our highway department, and parks. And you can come right here to Town Hall, get an application, fill it out, and we'd love to have a conversation with you if that's something you desire to do over the summer. And that's all I have. So we'll move on to our order of business for the evening. And we'll start with number 7, a resolution authorizing the Glenville Police Department to install a license plate reader and equipment. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Yes, Acting Supervisor. This resolution will provide Lieutenant Casey Green of the PD the authority to sign any and all documentation that may be necessary or required with respect to the implementation of the project, which is the installation of a license plate reader along New York State Route 949, which is Freeman's Bridge Road.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilman Blue?
Yes.
Councilman Aragosa?
Yes.
Councilman Kirkland?
Yes. On to number 8, a resolution appointing Chris Hayen to the position of Code Enforcement Officer. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved and second. Is there any discussion?
Yes, Acting Supervisor. There's currently a vacancy based on, because of promotions, the vacancy was advertised. Chris Hayden is currently employed by the city of Schenectady since 2022 as a code enforcement officer. He's certified as New York State code enforcement official since 2023, and he holds the necessary qualifications. He's been interviewed by the Director of Planning, Director of Human Services, Building Inspector, and the Planning Technician, and is recommended for the position, which will be a lateral move pending any civil service, pending the Schenectady County Civil Service Commission on May 12th.
Thank you, Councilman. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilman Blue?
Yes.
Councilman Aragosa?
Yes.
Councilman Kirkland?
Yes. On to resolution number 9, a resolution appointing Andrea Grace Ketzley to the position of Planner 1. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion?
Yes, Acting Supervisor. There is currently a vacancy in the position of Planning 1, Department of Economic Development and Planning. It was widely advertised, and Grace is one of the applicants. She holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Environmental Science, Planning and Management, as well as 2 years of work experience as an environmental specialist at an engineering firm, and is both GIS proficient and SWPPP certified. She's pursuing a Master's of Natural Resource degree with anticipated graduation date of November 2025. And Grace has a lot of experience. She's grown up in the town of Glenville, watching the town perform a lot of economic development, and she's seen that growth, and I think she would be a great candidate. She does come highly recommended to start as Planner 1, June 2nd, 2025.
Thank you, Councilman. Any further discussion? I'd just like to add that Grace is in the audience with some of her family members, and I look forward to taking this vote. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilman Blue?
Yes.
Councilman Aragosa?
Yes.
Councilman Kirkland?
Yes. On to resolution. Congratulations, Grace. Actually, before I go on to that resolution, Tony is the head of the department. He is our planner. Tony, you want to add a few words about these 2 hires that we've made, if you'd like to? The podium is yours.
Tony Cosby, happy to say I'm the planning director here at the town of Glenville. Yeah, this has been a long time coming. We have gone, Nick Chivani left, I think it was July last year, and we've had a vacancy in the planning department all that time, and it's been pretty rough. We've been busy. We were originally looking for a zoning officer because we do have a need in that. We're looking for somebody dedicated to do zoning enforcement. When Jim Hangbird left and the two promotions opened up another vacancy, I got staff together and said, this could be an opportunity. What should we do? And Naeem, I think, was very wise to say, why don't we, instead of hiring somebody labeled a zoning officer, let's get somebody who can be a code enforcement officer, who can enforce the zoning code. He'd be the principal person to do that. But also, if somebody's out, if an emergency pops up, Chris is also a certified code enforcement officer, so he can kind of flex. So we're seeing him as 80% zoning officer, 20% code enforcement officer, however that goes. On the planning side, I have to tell you, everybody in the planning, in the municipal planning world has had trouble finding planners. We had a great candidate that would have had to relocate here from out of town, and that person got cold feet at the last minute. That was the best resume that I saw come in. We saw lots of resumes. I saw lots of resumes. They just, by and large, were not good fits. Another close by town sent me their runner-up. They hired a planner, and that person got a promotion out of the interview with that town, so they weren't interested to come here. When I saw Grace's resume, Grace is a little bit green. I'm used to that with the town of Malta. We've had plenty of opportunities with folks coming out of school and kind of getting their feet wet. And I actually enjoy that. I learn from the new guys coming up. So it's good for me. And I really enjoy seeing, kind of taking new planners under the wing and watching them blossom. So with Grace's resume, one of our weaknesses in the department is stormwater, and it happens to be one of Grace's strengths. So with fines of $34,500 that DEC can, fine us, this would be really, really helpful to the town. So I'm absolutely thrilled to get these two positions filled. We'll have a full department, and I really am very, very optimistic that we're going to have one of the strongest planning and building departments in the region. So that's what I got for it.
Thank you, Tony. I commend you for your leadership in the department, and as we continue to build this team, I'm equally as excited as you are, Tony. So thank you for those remarks. On to the agenda, and number 10, a resolution appointing Philip J. Pelletier Jr. to the position of highway laborer, number 10. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Yes, Acting Supervisor, another vacant position in Glenville, laborer, and Highway Superintendent conducted interviews, and he recommended Philip J. Pelletier to the position with a starting date effective May 12th at $18.64 an hour.
Thank you, Councilman. Any further discussion? I'll just add that I did have a conversation with Highway Superintendent Capola. He feels very confident and comfortable with Philip. I'm excited to say that this puts us at full staff again in the highway department as well. We're excited to add him on board. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilman Blue?
Yes.
Councilman Zaragoza?
Yes.
Councilman Perkins?
Yes. On to 11, and this is a resolution appointing Steve Radloff to the Zoning Board of Appeals. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Yes, Acting Supervisor. The Zoning Board of Appeal consists of 5 members. There are currently one vacant position, with Steve currently serving as the alternate. This resolution is to move Steve from the alternate to the actual board, effective December 31st, May 7th, 2025, ending December 31st, 2029.
Thank you, Councilman. Any further discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilman Blue?
Yes.
Councilman Zaragoza?
Yes.
Councilman Perkins?
Yes, on to 12, a resolution authorizing the acting town supervisor to execute and deliver an indemnity agreement in connection with the Horseman Farm project sanitary sewer system. This basically is just signing the indemnity clause that is part of a bond that was put forth for the project. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? I think I've stated that. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilman Blue?
Yes.
Councilman Aragosa?
yes,
Councilman Perkins?
Yes, on to 13, a resolution authorizing the acting supervisor to execute and deliver the town's consent to a proposed amendment to the Glenville Hill Fire Company Certificate of Incorporation. Ultimately, what this does is moves them to a tax exempt status. Is there any further discussion? I'm sorry, do I have a motion to move this?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
second,
Moved in second. Is there any discussion? As stated, this is just moving them to a tax exempt status. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilman Blue?
Yes.
Councilman Aragosa?
yes,
Councilman Perkins?
Yes, on to 14, a resolution scheduling a public hearing for Wednesday, June 18th, 2025 at 7 p.m. or as soon as thereafter or possible at the Glenville Municipal Center on the 18 Glen Ridge Road, or all persons wanting to be heard on the proposed local law. This local law is establishing an interim or temporary suspension or review of issuance of all permits related to battery energy storage within the town of Glenville's code. Do I have a motion?
so moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Is there any discussion?
Just to say, this is a resolution to establish a public hearing, and I hope folks will come out and give us their ideas on this, because we're not 100% sure if there's an issue or there isn't an issue, but if we don't hear from the public, we won't know, what their thoughts are on it. So please come out and let us know. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Is there any further discussion? I'll just add to this that this has been initiated by GECC, who is our environmental commission. They basically gave this recommendation that we put a pause on things until we take a look at our complete overlay again. I did talk to Dan Hill, who is the chair. Councilman Aragosa serves on there as well. I do look forward to discussion and input on the things that we should do to protect not only our residents, but primarily our first responders as well. There are a lot of things that are associated with this that are unknown. So I look forward to the discussion and investigation on the changes that we should make. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilman Blue?
Yes.
Councilman Aragosa?
Yes,
Councilman Perkins?
Yes, on to 15, a resolution scheduling a public hearing for Wednesday, June 18th, 2025 at 7 p.m. or as soon as thereafter or possible at the Glenville Municipal Center. All persons wishing to be heard on the proposed local law 3-2025, a local law amending the signal control sign by zoning district area of Freeman's Bridge Road corridor in the town code. I'll just elaborate on this. This is something that was already we already looked into. We believe that there was just a little bit of a clerical error in the setbacks, so we went ahead and we're going to schedule another public hearing. This corridor has already been established for electric signage within that Freeman's Bridge corridor. In order to make these amendments to the code, we need to go through the whole process again. So do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilman Blue?
Yes.
Councilman Councilman Aragosa?
Yes.
Councilman Perkins?
Yes, on to 16, a resolution authorizing the acting supervisor to execute the necessary documents to apply for BIL funding or SRF funding for upgrades to the town water treatment facility. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? I'll just elaborate that this just allows us to get all of the necessary documents in place for all of the PFAS upgrades that need to be made in our water treatment plant. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Renifer?
Yes.
Councilman Blue?
Yes.
Councilman Aragosa?
Yes.
Councilman Perkins?
Yes, on to 17, a resolution authorizing the acting supervisor to declare the town as lead agency regarding seeker for the proposed improvements to the water system to include upgrades to the system's filtration capacity. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Capability, sorry. Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Renifer?
Yes.
Councilman Blue?
Yes.
Councilman Aragosa?
Yes.
Councilman Perkins?
Yes, on to 18, a resolution authorizing the acting supervisor to execute the necessary documents for the Freeman's Bridge Road and Sidewalk and Path Project, PIN number 1762-49-D040864. This is authorization for the project which lies on the west side of Freeman's Bridge. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
So I noticed they're already moving telephone poles, so the project is actually happening.
The project is moving forward, and yes. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Renifer?
Yes.
Councilman Blue?
Yes.
Councilman Aragosa?
Yes.
Councilman Perkins?
Yes. On to Resolution 19, a resolution authorizing the acting supervisor to execute the necessary documents for Freeman's Bridge Road and Sidewalk and Path Project, PIN number 1761-D040311. This is the same thing on the same side, the west side of Freeman's Bridge. Just a different portion identified with a different PIN. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Move to second. Is there any further discussion? Just to add clarity to your previous comment, Councilman. The project is moving forward in the manner that we are moving the necessary documents. All of the bids have not been received as of yet, but the power company is making the appropriate arrangements and starting their work. Okay.
Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Renifer?
Yes.
Councilman Blue?
Yes.
Councilman Aragosa?
Yes.
Councilman Perkins?
Yes, on to 20, resolution approving and authorizing the town clerk to issue a permit and waive the permit fee for the Burnt Hills Boston Lake Annual Flag Day Parade and fireworks. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Renifer?
Yes.
Councilman Blue?
Yes.
Councilman Aragosa?
Yes.
Councilman Perkins?
Yes, on to 21, a resolution approving the minutes of the regular town board meeting held on March 16th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
And do I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Is there any discussion?
Just thank you, Julie, for timely work on the minutes. We all did receive them in our emails. Thank you.
Thank you. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Renifer?
Yes.
Councilman Blue?
Yes.
Councilman Aragosa?
Yes.
Councilman Perkins?
Yes. On to 21, a resolution ending the litigation between Guns Realty LLC, Bullets and Bourbon LLC, and the town of Glenville. This is a tax cert case that we rely on our assessor and counsel, which is Vince Alette, legal firm. They have recommended a tax cert settlement on this case. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilman Delory,
Yes.
Councilman Aaron,
Yes.
Councilman Kirkland.
Yes. On to new business, and I'll start on my left with Councilman Eric.
I have nothing.
Councilman Galuli,
Same, nothing.
Councilman Ramichardt.
Nothing new. Just want to wish all the mothers happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, Councilman. And I will add to that as well, wishing all the mothers a happy Mother's Day. And we won't be meeting again until after Memorial Day. So I would encourage each and every one of you to take a moment wherever you may be and honor our fallen. So that's about all I have. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
All right.
We're adjourned.